Hey everyone, I've been super busy this week, so I'm just gonna do a get ready with me video. Got most of my foundation on, put my hair up, my little stubs from my grand bunny. Alright, so as I'm getting ready, I'll be talking about everything that's been going on. I finally did those things I needed to do, and since I cannot multitask, it pretty much took me a few days to do it. I complained to the BBB. I wrote a letter to the medical board because you know how I am. Even if I lose, at least I make my voice, I let my voice be known. So each one of those things took me a whole day to do. Today is Friday, and this won't be up until tomorrow, Saturday. And I took one day to get some cleaning done. We lost a couple of things, so we turned over the sofa, turned over my my chair. And the kids were sweeping everything up, and we found both the things that we were looking for. So I wrote to well, basically I tried for a couple of months to get a lawyer, and I was just pretty much getting the runaround. Some of them said they'd call me back. They never did. You know, I think a lot of the backlog was due to COVID, but you know, then others were saying that they're not, you know, going to go against a hospital, especially one run by the state, because they said they're protected by the state and they're pretty much untouchable. But, you know, because of my pain, look, I was in pain for a good 6 months. Let me put it this way. It didn't even start subsiding till 6 months. I still had to, you know, deal with the aftermath of this pain. I did make an appointment with the neurologist. So again, I'm putting out money for that. And basically, the neurologist said I had regional pain syndrome, because she, with her nerve testing, the only thing she found was really bad carpal tunnel in this hand that needed surgery, and the other one was mild. And yet I'm still in pain. I still was limited in what I could do. My hand is weak. If I tried to pick up something, it would just fall right out of my hands. And then in March, I think it was in March, I was in the hospital, but a lawyer had agreed to meet with me, and I think they misunderstood who recommended me, because there's two lawyers with the same name. They sound exactly the same, but they're spelled different. And he was pretty rude. He was upset that I came to him because, oh man, I forgot to put pretty much, unless I pay him up front, I'm a waste of time. That's pretty much what he told me. So, but he did suggest to me that calling the hospital administration, you know, hopefully they'll be reasonable and do the right thing by me. But then I wound up in the hospital. Then my son wound up in the hospital. Then my daughter had a procedure. Then my husband wound up in the hospital. Then my daughter came for a whole month. So that definitely, for 4 months, what was it? April, May, June. So for 4 months, I was out of commission. I just couldn't do anything. And in August, and exactly a year later, my hand developed a cyst, a little like cyst, and then it went down, but it's still there. And then between these, I know you can't see it in the camera, but between these two knuckles, all of this is swollen, and it's really small, the cyst, but it's there. I mean, you could feel it if you touch it. So these two fingers still fall asleep at night because, you know, the needle went in this way between those two fingers. And called them up in August, and I asked to speak to hospital administration, and they were like, well, we don't really have that, which didn't make sense. Then they put me through to a lady who was, I don't even know if she told me her real name. She was rude as fudge, man. And she was saying, no, if the complaint department did what they did, I back them up 100%. They speak for us. I think she said she was the hospital president. Honestly, I don't think she was. And I was so frustrated. So basically, they just put me back through to the complaint department. And I said, I do not want to speak to the woman I had before. She's a liar and she's condescending. No. And so I just got another person who's like, oh, you just got to write an email. And whoever gets it, gets it. We can't guarantee you that she won't get it. Again. And I was like, look, when I write this email, I better not get her. I want somebody else. And from now on, everything is through email. Because since this lady that I had before, with all the pain that I was enduring, I couldn't crochet anymore. That was the biggest thing for me, was not being able to crochet. I sometimes played Nintendo with my son, and at the time I couldn't do that anymore, though now I'm trying to build myself back up to doing that. Putting on makeup was excruciating because I hold the mirror in this hand. I had to put a bunch of books and one of those mirrors that open, and freestanding mirrors, but it was just taking up all the room on my table. It was really frustrating. So basically, the quality of my life had changed drastically from one small thing. And, you know, every time I spoke to that woman, she was like saying something different than what she said the last time. And then she would ask me for something and I would get it for her, and then she would change what she needed. I got her that, and then she changed it again. And that's finally when, after 4 months of her lies and stuff, and deceit, because she lied about that the doctor said she never told me it was from that. I spoke to the doctor. She said, yes, I did. I even sent her emails, from medical journals. So then finally, just reiterating what happened last time, because this was 2 years ago. She said, well, unless you get an MRI and it proves that we did it, I can't help you. Why should I pay for you when it might not have been our fault? Even though 2 doctors said it was the fault of the needle hitting a nerve. This thing kind of, some of these dried out on me. No lawyer wanted to take a chance. And they said, just keep trying till you find one. And after that lawyer was all mean and nasty with me, I was so discouraged. And then the hospital administrator, was all mean and nasty. I was just really discouraged. I was like, by this time, as I had told you before in my previous videos, I was again, I don't know, the nerve, I guess in the hand, did something to me, and I couldn't get up before 10:30. I was just exhausted, and then I had to take, well, at that point, a year later, then I had gotten COVID. And, it takes you, like, even though the symptoms went away after 2 weeks, it takes you a good month to recover. I forgot what happened in November, but then, December's the holidays again. So, I did not really get anything done at that point. I didn't email them. I figured this is a waste of time. I'm just going to keep trying lawyers. But the same old. They'll call me back and they wouldn't, and, stuff like that. Another lawyer got nasty with me too. She had said, well, that's always a chance you take when you get a needle prick. So, no, you knew what you was getting into when you got a needle. Like, what the heck is she talking about? Had I known that, I would have never did it. And what kills me is that my son's insurance and my daughter's insurance, the only place that will take them is UTMB, where they did this to my hand. And it was the UTMB in League City. Oh my goodness. And I was just really, really discouraged. And then this year, my heart was pounding again. I almost was going to go to the hospital again. And I was, for what? So, my insurance company don't pay it. And then I have all of these bills piling up. And, I just made early appointments with my heart doctor. And I just started, as I said, I started taking earlier this year. I started taking, a full pill instead of a half a pill of the blood thinners. And that was it. I feel like a zombie most of the time. And so basically, I think I think another time I spent like a couple of hours looking for lawyers, and I'm very thorough. I keep notes, so I would write down their names, I would write down their number, and if they didn't call me back or whatever, were nasty with me or wasn't willing to take the chance on going against the hospital, then, I would write those notes down. I spent another day calling those lawyers, and probably 3/4 of them were wrong numbers or were non-working numbers. And my son is going through that now, trying to find a lawyer to help him with SSI, because he is not getting better. He's actually getting like side effects from the meds that they gave him. So he's having the same problem that, he spends the day looking for lawyers, getting the numbers, and then it's a wrong number. He also, reads the reviews. And so he's having a hard time as well. And some of the stuff that these lawyers, want you to sign is ridiculous. So, he's going through that. So, and then the other 1/4 did the same thing. We'll call you back, never call me back. And then I spent one last time before my year was up, before my 2 years were up. Because pretty much they were like, we don't know, we should consider this personal injury or hospital malpractice. Under personal injury, you only have 2 years. Hospital malpractice gives you a little bit more leeway. Finally, like the month before, I called a couple of more lawyers, and they're just not willing to take it on. It's, again, you're dealing with a state-run hospital, and they don't want to take a chance. So You know, because they can't. You don't have to pay. Like one doctor was yelling, the one that was being mean and rude and nasty and yelling at me. He said if I pay him 15,000 up front. I said if I had 15,000 up front, I would have just went ahead and gotten the MRI at my expense. But oh, now I remember what I did in November. Because December's holidays, you could forget about anything. But I went to see. I went looking for a hand specialist, and that's another task because the hand specialist is really just carpal tunnel specialist. But I finally found a place that they encompass all hand problems. I mean, this guy is like hooked up with everything you need for the hand. And, you know, they always ask, oh, really, how did this happen? And when you tell them, they're like, they don't want to really get involved. But they said, I grew another lump, and I grew another cyst, and then another lump. And that lump was keeping me from using my thumb because it's like right here. It's like really hard here. Like, you know, it's this is soft. This is hard. And I couldn't really use my thumb that much. I still can't. And he said, you really need that MRI. You really need that MRI. The nerve doctor's like, oh, what's the MRI going to do? But he's a hand specialist and said, the only way I can know what's happening under those cysts and lumps is if you get that MRI. And MRIs are $1,500. And since I already know, you know, I wasn't getting anywhere with getting these people to take responsibility, you know, that's my rent. I'm not going to say, hey, can I like not pay my rent? You know, I can't do that. So it was just really frustrating. But you know me, I have not been feeling well. Like I told you, for the past couple of months, I can't even, sometimes I sleep till 12. I have the worst time getting up in the morning. Ever since I took those pills. So I was already having trouble because of my hand injury, and now I'm having trouble because now I'm taking the blood thinners. And I just feel like I'm just surviving these past couple of months since I had to start taking the blood thinners. But you know, that was the thing I wanted to do because it was, you know, June had been 2 years. And I was like that. I was planning to do that since June. And because of the way I've been feeling and trying to keep up with other stuff I need to do or go to doctor's appointments, like I used, you know, I cannot multitask. And then before, maybe I could do 2 or 3 things. Now I just do one thing. I just have time to do one thing because I wake up so late. Then I have to start cooking dinner at 4. So I have, by the time I eat, it's like 1. And so I have only 3 hours to do what I got to do. So usually I just get one thing done in that time, usually. So finally, I was determined this week to do that. And I thought, okay, I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to do my wash too. No. The only thing that I did, and like Monday, I did the BBB. And then Tuesday, we were looking for something. My husband got COVID again. And I didn't want him using my remote. He lost his remote under the sofa, so we had to do that. I said no. We went on the sofa underneath my sleeper, whatever you call it, recliner, and we, you know, it took us with all, the way our house is small house. We had to put I have a bunch of pillows as well for the sofa. My husband has his own couple of pillows. So that was like at least an hour task that day. I really wasn't feeling well. So even though I didn't get COVID, I couldn't even cook. I was just that exhausted. Maybe my body was fighting off the COVID again. He got it. I know him and some other guy got it on the job again. One of his other co-workers. All I could concentrate on was doing these 3 things. I was not going to let another week go by without me doing the thing. So Monday, I reported them to BBB, and I was having a hard time finding out how, but I just went with the general hospital system itself. Noticed that they haven't had any complaints that I could see, so I'm the first one. And so I reported them, and then the next day I wrote a letter to the medical board, emailed them if I even got the right place. And so then yesterday I wanted to do my video, but I said no, I have to do this one last thing, and it was write a letter to them. I was very thorough. You know, you can only write 2,000 letters, I think, or words. I think it was letters with the BBB. So I had to be as concise as possible. And then I was a little bit, more thorough when I was writing the medical board. I didn't go into like every detail, but what I felt was the most important things to say, because it was already went into 2 pages. I didn't want to, do too much of that. This is like a light green eyeshadow, no, darker green eyeliner, and it's not, really doesn't show that well, but anyway. So, yesterday I was writing them. And I did get a letter from the medical board saying they're not going to investigate. However, I hope that it still goes on their record, because it's supposed to be done within the first year. But since COVID, I was getting sick on and off. My son was sick, and I'm taking him back and forth to the doctor. And so, getting him the foods that only foods he can eat. And so I still haven't washed my clothes. This is like my last clean pajamas. And I didn't get to wash my brushes, but that's okay, because I'm going to throw in the brushes I've been using this month and throw them in there. Just do them all together. I put all my NYX on the table, and it's really not, it's organized, but not that organized, so I'm going to have my work cut out for me cleaning those brushes. So, just as I started writing the letter, because I wanted to, I made copies of where my phone says I talked to the lying lady from the complaint department at UTMB. I wanted to get pictures of that, and then I didn't take pictures of the bills. I only had a picture of like maybe a couple of months of bills. So I want to make sure I was able to get all of that, into the letter, and then I was going to be just as thorough with the letter. And then I had got a response saying that, which discouraged me again, that because it's been over a year, that they're not even going to investigate. But I'm hoping that it still goes on their record. Anyway, so I was just concise with what I wrote to them, but basically just told them, I'm reporting you. I reported you to them, and I'm going to continue to go on, different media websites, like Yelp, etc. Just like I did to that vet that, that his practice tormented my cat. So I'm going to do the same thing I said. And I said I will not take any phone calls. If you want to contact me, it's going to have to be through this email, because I'm not going to take any phone calls. And I forwarded the last letter that I sent the liar lady, because she was very careful not to leave any messages that said anything or email me, so there's no proof of the lies that she said. Because that was one of the things the lawyer told me. Do you have proof of all of this you're telling me? I said, well, she never wrote it down. This was all through phone conversations. And he said, well, next time make sure you get everything in writing. So that's what I said. I said, I am not going to talk on the phone. I said, email me. And I didn't even know if it went through or not, because I have like Yahoo Mail, and I was having the hardest time doing a forward and then writing the email that I'm forwarding this to. It was just like doing something weird. It even like on my computer, I had the date that it was sent, which was December, I believe, 2nd or 3rd of 2020. And once I put forward, it disappeared from there, and now it only shows up in the forward. It's weird. And then it's weird. Like what they did was they sent what it looked like they did, I should say, is that they sent the email again that I sent the lady, and then sent what I wrote, and then sent the forward. It's a, and I'm, the way that I've been feeling with my weight gain and my arthritis, I'm like, I don't need any of this aggravation. But I was just really discouraged, and I said, but I'm gonna do it. And then that's the last thing I wanted to do before I spoke to you guys. Since it doesn't look like it's gonna go to court, and they were telling me the court was so backlogged because of COVID, and they were starting to do it through the TV. Because to be honest, I went to court once with my brother to back him up when he was going through the divorce, and it's horrible finding parking. You have to pay. The way that you pay is weird. You got to go in the corner and pay in this big box. You put in your card, and it takes your information and slaps out a receipt. And they're circling, the meter people are circling, and then you have to walk to the corner. You're walking here and you're walking there, and not how I'm doing now. I can't do that, not with my really bad arthritis. So they were saying that how to be on through like Zoom or something, which worked out for me. But now they're saying that you got to go back, and I'm like, it doesn't look like this is gonna happen. And at least I'll say what I have to say to who I have to say it to. So that's that with that. So yeah, I did not expect to hear anything. I don't know. And then this morning, I didn't even hear the call. I'm not, like I said, I've got the sleep problems now, and the sleep getting up problems. And I wake up and I see that I have a message on my phone, and they contacted me, the hospital, and said that they gave our information to a manager, someone higher than the liar that I spoke to 2 years ago. So that's been that. With that, it's like not right. Like I still don't have full use of my hand. I have been practicing. When I feel like that when I was playing Nintendo with my son, when I started playing again, I feel like that was helping my hand. But sometimes my hand hurts and I can't do no more, but still my thumb is still limited in what I could do. There's like a big lump like right here, and it's weird because you can't see it. You really gotta look to see it. Like I can't, like the camera won't pick it up, but I see it and I feel it there. So 2 lumps. I got 1 cyst, and then I got another cyst between where they stuck the needle and like a lump here. But anyway, so that's been what happened with that. And you know me, I don't stay quiet. If I can't make them responsible for what they did, then I'm gonna let everybody know what kind of place they are. It's frustrating that they get away with it. It's frustrating. And lately my hands, especially after I drive, my hand hurts at night. It like throbs sometimes, and I have a hard time sleeping. But They are the only place that takes my son and my daughter's insurance. She's got Medicaid and he's got county insurance. And it's frustrating. And it just makes me want to leave Texas more. It just makes me want to leave Texas more. You know, but at first it was just, you know, mentioned here and there, but you know, we've been telling my husband we need to get out of here. You know, as much as he hates the snow, I hate humidity. So me and my daughter have been looking into places because we also found out that rabbits don't do well in the heat. And you know, if we're not home, I turn off the air conditioner and I turn it off at night because not only does the bill go too high, but I get really cold. I freeze and then I can't sleep, and the vent is like right above me, so in the bedroom, so and she doesn't do well when the air conditioner is off. So my daughter bought a little tiny air conditioner just to put on her. It shuts off. It shuts off. And then she got to, you know, get up and do it again in the middle of the night, and so it hasn't been good. What I had to do is leave the air conditioner on during the day, even if we go out, because you know she could get a stroke. Rabbits are so delicate, and so she's got like 2 fans on her. She tried to get another little fan for her, but she tries to eat it. I don't know why rabbits chew on everything. Their teeth constantly grow, and they need to shave it down, so they chew. But dang, man, they like chew on everything. And for some reason, they love chewing on the wires. That's what they love so much. I don't know how they don't get electrocuted. My daughter must have went through 4 wires for phone, for computer, for that air conditioner. Some she's able to fix, some she can't. She finally got like these wire protectors, and she chewed through that. So that's really rough. So, and then my phone, Friday, I went out, and my phone, no sound was coming out of it. I can hear you, a phone call, but no music. I needed Siri to give me directions somewhere. It was not telling me anything. Like the sound just went out. YouTube, we tried different things. And I've been trying to hold off on getting a new phone. One, I didn't want to get into more debt, but the other thing was that I like my phone and I don't like the new iPhones. After they did the iPhone 6s, they made a lot of unnecessary changes that just makes it harder for us, but makes you have to buy more stuff from them so that you could use it the way it was meant to be used. Anyway. The injustice of this world, man. I want to move to the West Coast so bad. I'm tired. I don't want to keep moving. I just want to find a place where it's not humid. The weather's nice. Especially with my arthritis, I probably wouldn't even be able to walk in the snow. I'm gonna have to put. I just want to move from here. And honestly, this place, UTMB, they're mostly training doctors. mostly. And my sons, you know, I just feel like maybe if we left, maybe we would, you know, you have a whole different set of doctors, and maybe things might get better for us. I don't know. Maybe he'd be able to find a good doctor that can help him, because he was on these meds and they were working, and then the side effects got really bad and they stopped working. They were just creating other problems. Just keep thinking that maybe if we left. So anyway, like I said, it's okay. You know, life is too short. I'm stuck with this problem. I can't afford an MRI. I don't even know if the MRI is really going to help or not, but I've already had 2 doctors tell me, you know, they need to see what's going on underneath the cyst and the lump so they can know how to help me, and that's always been what they said from the beginning. And the MRI could tell them more of what's happening so they can know how to treat it better. But, you know, that's okay. I also believe in karma. And not the karma like, oh, you die and you come back as a cockroach because you were a bad person. Not that kind of karma. But I believe in the karma that what goes around comes around. And evil people are going to get theirs. Whether in this life or the afterlife. Because I do believe in heaven and hell. You know, that's how I feel. Oh, that's a lot of blush. And I believe that, you know, God's going to help me. I mean, I'm starting to crochet again, even though it's nothing like I could finish a scarf in one day. Now it took me a year. You know, granny square blankets is a little easier because you're just crocheting something small. You're not having to handle something big and go, you know, layer by layer by layer, just make it a square. Sewing them together is going to be a pain in the butt, but anyway. That, you know, and I still have a mouth, and I'm going to be complaining. I'm going to, you know, they might get away with it one way, but not another. You know, all I could do is say my piece. I'm going to start looking into other, like I did to the vet. We went to Yelp and other places. If they have a Facebook or a website where we could put a review, I'm putting it there. You know, that's what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm just praying to God that He show us where to go. Where can we move? I'm tired. I need to settle down. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep moving. I just want to be able to settle down and retire. So, you know, I don't want to live in a state where the justice system sucks. Well, maybe it does everywhere. But anyway. But, you know, I just don't, you know, just don't want to be here anymore. I think that's the bottom line. Sick and tired of this job too. Always thinking they could just, oh, well, we got to go in your apartment and do this, that, and another thing so that we can charge you for it later. You know, stuff nobody asked for. And, yeah, they haven't done it yet, thank God, because I don't think I'm letting them in. But they want to put in their own Wi-Fi and then charge us for it when everybody already has Wi-Fi. You know, with whatever company they're using. You know, stuff that nobody asked for, and then they turn around and then they charge you for it. I love you too. Love you too, my darling. I'm just really tired of it. I'm tired of being in this small apartment. I've been getting anxiety again. And I don't want to I've done it before where I had a a larger dose of the Prozac, and it just I'm just like a zombie. I don't need that with everything else I'm going through. No, what I'm going through already, I don't need that. This is a light bronzer that I bought years ago. It still don't. It's like too orange. Look at how it looks on me. Instead of highlighting, it's, I don't know. But I wanted to use it. I'm gonna tone down my blush. Tone everything down with the powder. Oh yeah. Oh, so my phone died, and it took me like a couple of hours to get a new one because AT&T ran out of the one I wanted, and they offered a special deal, and then I had to do it through Apple, and then Apple says, oh no, they don't have that special deal, even though they're doing it through my carrier, because you pay little by little, because there's no way I can afford an iPhone full price. And that's another thing that took me a long time to get done. That's the other thing I did on Tuesday besides clean under there. And then AT&T had one was a little bit more expensive, but it was still a reasonable price. But they're not getting them until November. I'm like, I need something now. So that's another thing I was doing this week. So, and then Monday I have to take my son to get blood work early in the morning. So I'm probably not going to get nothing done that day. So Tuesday I want to try and wash clothes and do my brushes, which I know is going to be one or the other. I know it's not going to be both. Not the way my body's been. I have to do it Tuesday because this is my last clean pajamas, and by Sunday I think I just put this one on. I wear them for a couple of days and I throw them in the hamper. So I'm probably, I don't know what I'm probably have to find some old raggedy dress to wear on Sunday as pajamas. Which for me, that's not a hard thing to find. Anyway, see, you put and it tones it down. So yeah, that's what's on my to-do list for next week, because I have a doctor's appointment Monday and Wednesday. Not sure. I think I don't have nothing next Thursday and Friday. Like, this probably won't go up. Today's Friday. Probably won't go up till tomorrow. And then Sunday I have an appointment for the vet. This vet is open 7 days a week, but it's Petco, and like they're at different places during the week, and I usually go Saturday and they changed it to Sunday. So this will be up tomorrow. Sunday I have the vet. Monday I have my son's appointment. And Tuesday is going to be either my brushes or the laundry. And then Wednesday I have a doctor's appointment. So then Thursday or Friday is going to have to be the brushes or the laundry. And then I do my video. Yeah. Anyway, so also first chance I get, which probably won't be till mid-September, I'm gonna bleach my hair out. I really need it, man. My hair's coming out more and more salt and pepper. That makes me happy. So yeah, my hair's all poofy from how dry it is. Let me get some. So that's been my week. Right now, the reason why I'm putting on makeup is because we need to go do groceries. Yeah, so I didn't cook for a few days because of, I guess my body was fighting off the COVID. I didn't get sick. I didn't get sick, thank God, but my body really felt like I couldn't do anything. At least I can muster cooking dinner, and I couldn't even do that. As for the Dollar Tree, though, I don't have time to go through it right now. I went to, I did go took last Friday to go towards Sugarland, and pretty much they just mostly had the same thing. One place had the pink one, the one with pink in it. I grabbed that. And then I think I went to 3. I think the last one I went to, because you go through like different like towns. I went through, I don't even know what one town is, and then the next town is Missouri City. Then you go into Sugarland. And that last place I went to, and it's about I think it's about a 45-minute drive. They had the same color I had, teal, but with 2 browns, and I didn't get it. I'm so pissed off that I didn't, because the only thing that I can tell you about these is that they're not trios. Someone told me last week that there's actually another color hiding under here. It's a quad. And I'm really pissed that I didn't pick it up. It looked the same exact like color as this, except that it was 2 browns, like 2 dark browns. And I was like, and then when I got back, I found out that it was a quad. Who knows what the other color was? Oh, I'm so mad, but I don't want to drive out there again. This weekend, when I go to take the dogs to the vet, I'll go to some of the other ones, going out towards the water, and see what comes out of that. Anyway, okay. Love you all. See you next week. Mwah.